everybody, what's up? So the strange brakes that I got for the rear a month or so ago that I was waiting 3 months to get, I'm finally doing it. So got the S10 out of the trailer yesterday, brought it over here to where I built it. And you're saying, why you got the axle out to put brakes on it? Well, let me get into this before I get into that. So here's the bracket for these brakes. It's solid, yes. So in order for me to put this on, I would have to press off my bearings without hurting them at all, which ain't gonna happen. And then I'd have to put new bearings on it. So guess what I'm cutting? So yeah, I'm gonna cut this guy. I'm gonna cut it. Let's see. I'm gonna cut it right here and right here. That's where my other one is cut. I mean, it's gonna have 4 bolts of, I think it'll be just fine. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything at all. Yeah, I think it'll be just fine. Anyways, what made me want to do this video was the weight. So this is everything for both sides. The strange stuff, the brand new stuff, all in packages. I haven't even gotten the stuff out of the packages. It's still in there. Okay, that's 2 calipers, 2 sets of brake pads, 2 brackets, 2 rotors, and the hardware to install it. 28 pounds. 28 pounds. This is the box of one side that I took off. That's 1 rotor, 1 bracket, 1 caliper, and the hardware. Let's see what we got here. Okay. You don't have to hold that. Oh wait, that was on hold. Let me okay. Sorry, with that bracket in there, it's 28.2. Alright. Okay, now let me get this guy on there. And this is no packaging, you know, all that. 30 pounds, just one side. So one side weighs more than the whole kit. That's pretty awesome. So with me cutting the bracket, the axle doesn't have to come out, but I took it out at first because I knew it was going to have to come out, and well, I was just confused on how that was going to work, how it was going to hold the axle in and go over the bearings. So now I know I've got what I need out to cut it. So cut it with that, clean it up with that, and be in business. Get this side put together, get the other side torn off and put back together. I haven't even taken the other side off yet. Wheel is still on. So I am going to, and all of the emergency brake stuff, I'm pulling it off, the cables, all that stuff's coming off now. I had it on there and I wanted it. I paid for it, paid extra for it, and never used it. Not that I didn't need to, I just didn't use it. So it's coming off. And all this stuff I'm gonna save for when I build a street S10. I'm gonna build a street one, and when I order the rear end, I don't have to order it with brakes. I'll just put all this stuff on it. And I'm okay with having this heavier stuff on a street car because that just helps it hook. So, alright, that is 30 freaking pounds. Just one side with no packaging. So, once I get all that out of the packaging, it's going to be even lighter. Not much, I mean, it's just cardboard, but still, it's crazy. By the way, the scale that I'm using is from my new nitrous filling station. I bought this nitrous filling station from a guy. He shipped it to me. So I just got to set it up. So now I have a pump. Instead of doing it with this this stuff that I bought from Summit, the gravity feed situation. So there's the mother bottle. Still got, I mean, it's all full except for a few pounds that I put in a bottle, and that's why I bought all this. Anyways, back to this situation. So I'm gonna jump off of here and cut this and do whatever I gotta do, and then get an update going. Alright, this is everything off of the back brakes of the truck. It's all been replaced, and it weighs 57.8. So the whole box that had the strange stuff in it before it was even unpackaged was 28 pounds. So that's the gain. And much better stopping power, much better rotors, much better everything, actually. Every bit of it. And I can fit the wheels on it that I want to. So that's a win, win, win. Yeah, it's 3 wins. That'll work. Let's see how good they look. Even though it'll be covered up by a wheel, but still, look at that. That's nice. Real nice. 4 piston. From 1 piston to 4 piston. That just might make a difference in braking, huh? We'll see. Alright, so this side is done, except for, of course, bleeding and what you see. But this side went together fairly nice, but the other side I can't do because, for one of the bearings went bad here, like not long at all after it was put together, and started leaking. The bearing was eating itself up for some reason, and the metal pieces that come out of it got in the seal and screwed up the seal, which is a good thing. Otherwise I wouldn't have known that the bearing was eating itself, and you know, so it was good that it started leaking. So the only bearing I could get for it was different than the one that was in it, and it moved the axle in just a little bit. So where the back of your wheel ends up going on these 9 inches is where that bearing and the bearing spacer allows it to go to, because that's the only thing that that flange back there holds the whole axle in by just the bearing. So apparently the collar or the spacer bearing on this one is not quite as wide as the one over there. So the problem over here is I can't even get the caliper on the well, this right here, that black piece, that's the spacer that holds it out. And yeah, that's a bad spot right there. The black one holds it out. Oh, what is that? Oh, okay. It holds, it makes the space in between here and here. So you got a bracket coming up here that the caliper goes on, and it's got to be the correct spacing here for the caliper to be able to go on the rotor. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. But so this one is too long. It's too wide. So this is out further. It's just a quarter of an inch. So the caliper won't go onto the rotor. So I'm gonna have to change the bearings to the same bearings that are over there. And I actually like the bearings that are over there better than these. They're a 2-piece. These are a 1-piece that have a seal here inside there and a seal here to seal the bracket. So I like the other ones better. They're a 2-piece, so you can actually see the rollers in there. They're not, I don't know. I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with these. I guess I like them. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the problem. So tomorrow morning I go to Summit and get them to look up the last axle bearings that I bought, and that should be the ones that are on over there, and get another one. Hopefully they don't have to ship it, and I'll be good to go. I'll just use my my press to do it, and I'll have this done tomorrow. So we'll see. Got the lines on and done. Just waiting for, I just got to change out the bearing. And I noticed this yesterday when we parked the S10 here. I was looking at it from behind, and this wheel sticks out just a little bit more than the other side, and that's the reason right there, that spacer. I guess it moved it 1/4 of an inch, and you can tell it looks like the wing right there and the tires right there looks like a dragster. All right, so we say we knocked 30 pounds off the back. 30 something, 30, I don't know, somewhere around there. 30 pounds. Oh, and we mounted my nitrous pump to the back of my roll around. So, and it works. Check it out. It works. After the next time I go to the track and use up a bottle, then we'll try it out. Here's the rest of all of it. The instructions, all the rest of the cables, gauges, fittings, filters, all this stuff. Different bottle nuts. Guy hooked me up. And then of course the scale. I've got a small nitrous bottle scale that I keep in the trailer just to see how much I have left. It's much smaller than this. Not quite as nice. That's a Dymo. I've got a Dymo label maker I use to label panels and what not, so on and so forth. Okay, so there's my cut. Remember, this was a solid bracket. That's what I had to do to make it fit. And now that I'm actually taking off the bearings, I could have left it whole, but oh well. Then I'd have to do that to get it back off if I needed to for some odd reason. That's just dumb. I don't like that. I don't like that you have to remove the bearings to get a bracket off. I don't like that. And you don't either. Alright, so I'm calling it quits for the day. Yeah, I'll get back on it tomorrow. Get this done. Alright, this is the rest of the stuff I got off of the truck. This is all of the emergency brake stuff. The pedal, the lines, all the springs, whatever. I took all of that off. I should have just taken it off when I was building the truck, or left it off. But I wanted it. Anyways, I got them on. They look great. I haven't done the math, added up everything, but let's see, that's 10 pounds worth of crap, and then it was 57 pounds of brake parts, and this stuff right here is 28. So 67 minus 28. I saved some weight there. And I should be able to stop much better, especially once I get a proportioning valve in and put most of my stopping power back here on the big tires instead of up there on the little tires. This side over here, I had a problem because I had replaced the bearing on this side, and the bearing that I put on was different from what it came with. This is set up to fit the bearings that came with it. So I had to change the bearing to one that came with it. So nice new bearing seal and bearing in there. I had to press that on, finally get some use out of my press. So everything's done, ready for bleeding. And then for use, I'll drive it around. So finally got to use my Harbor Freight press that just sits here and does nothing. I mean, it got them bearings right on, no problem. Wasn't even difficult at all. So getting closer to being done with this little brake conversion. Actually, it is pretty much done. I just have to bleed the brakes and go. But I'll get a proportioning valve and get that installed soon. I've got some lower ball joints coming. I have 1 inch taller ball joints in here. Changing them back to regular size ball joints so that I can lower the truck. That'll give me another inch, I guess, when I lower it, because between ball joints is so high. I got 1 inch taller upper as well. I have no spring pressure when I lower it, so I have to keep it up this high so that I have enough spring pressure to operate the truck. So that should help that allow me to lower it a little bit and still have some spring rate in it. But I guess that's it for this. No need in showing bleeding of the brakes, right? All right.